Hello everybody, my name is WBM and this is my commentary of my completion of refined buffed paradox red coins. So I just want to first of all say this is gonna be a very long commentary, as you can clearly see from the length of the video. I am not actually a huge fan that this video is that long because it really shouldn't have, but my completion just was so long. I didn't take that many breaks, but I played so carefully and slow near the end, which is kind of unfortunate because on some of my chokes I played a lot faster, but it's whatever. I cut it even down a bit because normally it was 73 minutes, but with some speed up on some slower sections I made it a bit faster so that it's a lot better to watch, in my opinion. So what I'm gonna be talking about is just a bit about the stage, like some red coins that are very notable and how the grind went. I might be silent a bit sometimes because this is 63 minutes, which is quite a long time. So honestly, the first coins, the first 3 coins just now, well, they are definitely changed. It kind of has the same feeling as RGP still. It's just that they're slightly modified, especially the first coin, because the first coin normally in RGP you had to just go back with precise long jumps, and now you use not a question mark box. I don't know how you call that, but anyway, you use a small box and a snuffet for it. Not that hard, but it kind of got hard. It kind of was hard to get used to at first. I'm gonna be honest, these beginning coins aren't really that hard. I don't think you would really necessarily die here too much. They're just kind of there to get you started, but I basically got past here pretty much every single time, near the end at least, because I failed quite a bit on the first coin at the start. But that's also because I didn't really understand it yet and didn't really have a good cue for when I should be going. Upcoming is, in my opinion, the worst coin in the whole stage. I mean, maybe second worst, because there is another awful coin later on. What makes this coin so awful is that it's really, really low, and it can take you sometimes 20 times to do a triple jump and get it. I don't think I've ever spent 20 attempts trying it again, but I think I've spent it good amount of tries here. Oh, actually, third try. That's pretty good actually. Actually, didn't die to this coin as much as I expected I would. I think I got it 80% of the time, which is quite impressive in my opinion, because it's I don't know how many frames you have for that coin, but it's so precise. So you can actually do more routes. You can choose to do the star 3 plus star 2 section, which I'm doing right now, or you can choose to do the star 4, which is arch trials, lava bounces, and then star 5, star 1 section first. Now from Pluto's Fit, she did star 1 section first. Star 1, yeah, star 4 / star 1. I did that at first as well, but later on I was maybe I should switch routes a bit, because I like switching routes, because it's just makes it feel a bit more refreshing sometimes, just playing another route whenever I die a lot on one route and I'm okay, I just want to play some other gameplay. I think it can help a lot for my motivation on a grind. And I'm gonna be honest, I honestly think this route is better in the end for me, because I'm a lot more consistent at the parts on star 4 and star 1 than I am on these parts. I still think they are very similar. That's just one thing about this stage. This stage is very, very balanced. About every path can kill you, so many red coins can kill you. There's not a clear hardest part, it's just rather a lot of parts that are really, really difficult. And I just and I just realized I've been like grabbing this dash for like 50 seconds, but I'm gonna have that a bit more throughout this attempt. I'm really sorry for that, but I just try to like talk over it a bit as much as I can, of course. I find these how do you call them? Offset wall kicks really difficult for some reason. Like they are in normal RGB as well, but like I failed when doing this route last like 3 times I think, and it was like it hurt so much because it's like you don't even die to a part that's new, but rather on like an old RGB part, and like it made me very upset. But yeah, that's also one of the reasons I'm doing this route first now. I also think with this route, because this path is a bit faster than the other one, so it feels like you got a good attempt going faster than if I was doing the other routes first. Standing still here a bit. Up the next jump that's coming up is one of my favorite jumps actually. Okay, I'm playing so slow, but it's unfortunate, man. But it's again, it's whatever. This jump is so cool, in my opinion. It might look ridiculous, but like, if you know when to like go up, this feels so satisfying. It's really not that hard. I generally think the upcoming wall kick section, which is the normal RGP, is arguably harder because it can be hard to get like the right height and not either like accidentally ledge grab or get collisioned by being too low on the higher wall. Here a small little reclimb. This coin isn't too bad. In general, I think I got pretty consistent at this part of the stage, but yeah, I have like found a lot of new small strats, like even towards the end, like for this jump, like I found a new angle, and like it made this jump a lot more consistent as well. And like sometimes it's kind of upsetting because it's like you wish you would have found those strats before you choke to them, but no, unfortunately most of the time you find like the better strats after you choke to them. This jump is not that hard, but like again, I think you need a really good angle for this, otherwise this can be really precise. Just made it clear that I had a good angle. So here I prefer to do a double long jump. You can actually change from that box, but I find change really scary. So I opted for the double long jump instead. I feel like that's a bit more consistent for me. This jump is less hard than it looks like. You can easily set it up with that backflip and it's fine. It was actually a lot harder in the earlier version, because in the earlier version you were forced to do a firstie to get back, and the box was more towards the right, so you couldn't like strain to get into the wall kicks and go back that way. No, you had to get like a firstie after the triple jump, which was like awful. So glad that got fixed. So here I do a chain long jump. There are like multiple variations of the strats. Like I saw a Gian on SRM do a similar strategy, except he like immediately grabbed after the chain the platform down below where I just landed on, which is like, I did not know that was possible, but that's very neat. So here we have a little backflip. And speaking of backflips, I really despise backflip wall kicks. This one wasn't too bad, but I've definitely died here still a few times because like I just suck at backflips. No, I suck at backflip wall kicks, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's so hard for me for some reason. It feels so uncomfortable. to do backflip wall kicks, and especially on like one of the later coins, like I feel like you have only like 1 frame to get that coin with a backflip. It's not that precise, but like you might think like, oh, 1 frame is very precise, but in actuality I don't think it's that precise, especially with a buffer. But they just make me feel so uncomfortable. I think what's worse though is the QCGs, where you do a QCG, hold back, and then have to hold forward to get into a wall kick again, which you will see pretty soon. It's like the upcoming coin. I think this is my favorite section of RGP. And also of, I don't think I would say of RBP. I think my favorite section of RBP might be Star 1, unironically. Even though Star 1 is like one of my least favorites in RGP, so that's quite funny. So I actually firstly grinded here, like it's really not necessary, but I just want to be as safe as possible. And with buffers, first grinding isn't hard. Well, here we have one of those jumps that I really hate. I found sort of strat for it, where I buffer 5 times before holding forward, and it works quite well. Normally you would have to do a second one here as well, but I figured you can just do these wall kicks instead, which in my opinion is a lot safer. And now it's just a matter of going back again. I feel like I might be talking like a bit too much over the jumps. Like I really shouldn't have to talk about these jumps here, to be honest, but yeah, at the same time I don't want to be like too silent, so I prefer to like talk a bit too much rather than be too silent about it, which I'm sure is gonna happen soon enough. This double jump I find scary. Like, again, I have not died to it much, but it's like one of those jumps that I'm like, I don't know, uncomfortable. Now we get like into the arguably scariest sections of RBP, because we have like not this coin, but like the coins afterwards. We have like 3 or 4 coins in a row that are incredibly scary. This coin isn't one of them though. The slope jump can be pretty scary, but again, buffers. Without buffers I would be nothing, dude. It's I have so much respect for people who refuse to use buffers. Here I have another pass buffer setup, which should get this coin pretty consistently, but I kind of fucked it up, so I think I went back up. Yeah, because like the thing is, normally, or what in most cases would happen is, once you get that coin, you are so low that you basically are forced to get a firstie. And if you don't hit that firstie, you're dead. But with this QCG strat, and with the buffer strat, I somehow get aligned in such a way where I can barely save myself still with the second frame as well. Like, I don't have to get a firstie after I get the red coin, but can just save myself with the second frame. And the second frame, by the way, doesn't do anything. Like, it won't get you higher, but it also won't make you go down. I still didn't really do it that well here, but like, it aligned me well enough. Like, preferably you wanna get like the red coin on the second wall kick, but this coin sucks. Like, and this is especially like a part where I'm like, I would feel bad for the people who don't buffer, because like, I don't know how you would get these firsties without buffers. Even though this coin sucks, I didn't really have that much of an issue with this coin in the end. Like, I kind of struggled on this coin for a bit, like in the grind, but most of the time I got it, especially like with this new strategy. This upcoming coin I also had a lot of issues with, but Sombro showed me that you can like side flip a lot easier if you buffer the side flip and also buffer the angle, because a lot of the time, even if I got the side flip, my angle was like completely wrong and like I died anyway. But with that buffer technique, you can just hold the direction after you are paused and then unpause and press A. Like, it got so consistent. But that coin is still very, very hard. Like, if you fuck up a side flip, like you can fuck up a side flip so easily under stress. This coin is once again also pretty scary, but buffers to the rescue. Like, that's what I mean. Like, these last few coins have been also scary. And it won't stop here, because the next coin is arguably the most scary out of the coins so far. My first 39 died actually on this upcoming section, and I got my first 39 out of 44. I didn't mention it, but you can probably see on the screen that because of my PB text, that are 44 red coins. But I got my first 39 PB after my previous PB was like a 15 out of 44. So that's like, it's absolutely insane. So this section is like pretty tight, but luckily with my strategy you can save it like pretty easily. Like there, that happens very rarely, but I landed on the box. Like, I wanna ledge grab it and then do a side flip, but there I landed on it, so I just stopped. This was pretty scary because, like, yeah, but again, you can save it here with Kyusuji. And then the thing is, on the right there are no corner physics, so I have to kind of buffer that wall kick. But it's no big deal. I'm glad you can save this, because like it's very easy to fuck up. I enjoy morning switch sections though. Like, I think that's one of the strong points of this star. That the switch sections are very fun. Like, I just like the fast paced gameplay, and they also feel pretty damn satisfying. I think the best switch section is like isn't coming up yet though. Like, that's like one of the last red coins I do, but I mention it when we get there. But yeah, this switch is, I think this switch is arguably the hardest. I think this is the hardest switch for me actually. You can argue the later one at star 1, but I think this one has more potential to screw me over. And yeah, and like it would be like one of the last sections you do if you do the if you do this route last, or this path last, I would say, like if you do the other route. So here once again, I don't know why I paused. I feel like I was watching a stream or something at the same time. Although at the same time, I was literally streaming. So, but no, I don't think I typed something in the stream, because otherwise it would have popped up. So this red coin is like exactly the same, pretty sure. And then we get to the famous jump that's, for some reason, everyone struggled on so much back in the day, but it's actually quite easy. I mean, no, I wouldn't say easy. Just, it's not that notable of a jump. Like, even in normal RGP, I say there are definitely more notable jumps that can kill you than this one. And I have like a pretty good setup here. I didn't mention it, by the way, but again, you probably have seen already. This is a retextured version. I retextured this particular RBP version. I took texture from LU2 Course 2, which is the Quicksand, LU2 Course 9, which is the ground I just standed on. And the other textures are from the Night of Doom Course 15 buff, which is also in this ROM. The reason I wanted to have a retexture is because I'm not a fan of playing the buffed version with the RBP textures again. Like, what I really like about Morning's buffs is that not only the gameplay's changed, but also the visuals and music. So I wanted to have that same feeling for RBP as well. This is actually not the first retexture I'm playing on though, because like a few days prior to this, I was still playing on a different version, which was made by CashJ. He made basically he made a version of RBP with purple textures to kind of fit the atmosphere of Master Challenge Course 4. I asked him to do that, and he did like a really good job on it. Like, I kind of feel bad that I got it on this version and not on CashJ's version, because like for most of the grind I've been playing on CashJ's version, and like I think CashJ's version like looks incredible. So like if you wanna like see that, retexture, you can see it on my channel. Like, I have my joke still online, which I probably won't make private or something. I mean, I might make it unlisted and just like have it linked below in the video, but either way you can check it out. It's like on one of my jokes, the only joke actually, because I only uploaded one of the jokes. So yeah, now you do a little recline. What I mentioned, by the way, no, actually no, I'm not gonna mention that because it's kind of a spoiler, but you see. So normally, not normally, but the other route I would have done this section here first and would have gone here first. This switch section is pretty scary, but again, I haven't really died to it too much, but like, you can especially imagine near the end that this is pretty stressful. Like, it's pretty damn scary. Like, I was so scared near the end. I was so scared near the end of RBP Reds. It's not even funny. I mean, of course I am. It's like an insanely hard star. This is my hardest, in fact, but like, again, I think most probably would have figured that out already. Again, standing still for like not a good reason. I mean, I typed something in chat just now, but I know my choke, my 39 choke also was like quite long. I think my 39 choke was like 53 minutes, but if I like kept it up, I think I could have like clutched it out in a sub-hour attempt for sure, like easily. So it's like, okay, I typed a lot of in chat. Okay, then it makes sense. So it's Archtrolls time. So I could be completely wrong here, but I think Pluto considered this the hardest section of RBP, and I actually agreed with that on the beginning of the grind. But the more I practice this section, I say the more consistent it got. Like, there's a reason I'm not doing this first anymore, because I feel like I'm incredibly consistent at Archtrolls, which you will clearly see in a moment. But like, it's still really damn hard. I just want to like mention that it's not easy. Like, it doesn't matter what route you do, you can die on literally everything. But I will say I think I got incredibly consistent on this part, so I was like, yeah, I don't want to do it first anymore. Also because like this section can be very annoying, because sometimes you won't make it out of this arch here, Like I've had times where like I couldn't get out of there for like 10 times, and like it made the attempt so long for no goddamn reason. Like near the end I don't really mind, but at the beginning it's quite annoying. And here you see like a pretty big mistake. I did not do that lava bounce section correctly there. And well, it's reclimb time, but luckily for you guys I sped this up with my edit software. So yeah, I have to climb back to Star 3 area because I have to kill a Chakya there for coins, otherwise I won't have enough coins for the Archral sections, which you will see why in a moment. Because you need to take at least one lava bounce. I don't know if you can do it without taking any damage. Maybe you can, but I haven't figured that out myself yet, and I feel like my strategy is like pretty optimal. So we are back here. Normally I think that took like 5 minutes without the sped up, but luckily we have the sped up tool. That made it so much better. I was considering not to speed it up, but like I'm actually glad I did. I still have the raw footage obviously in the description below, just because like for proof that's a way better source, of course. And just in case people want to watch like the actual completion without any sped up or cuts. I didn't make cuts, but I did speed stuff up. It's unfortunate that I didn't have my mic on during the attempt. I mean, I wouldn't have like uploaded it like that, but I just more so mean for the raw footage it would have been nice. Like I would have made the commentary regardless, but I would have liked to have like a reaction to my RBP, to me getting RBP reds. So yeah, that honestly, what you just saw, that it's really hard, but at the same time it gets really consistent. Like after practice, like this section, you can get the section down so well. These slopes here aren't. I'm not really too scared here. I mean, I am scared here because like I'm far in. But like I don't think this is too bad. This slope jump is kind of hard though, because the thing is, in normal RGB on the version I play it on, you have slope fix, which means you can press A on literally every frame and you will get the A press. But here it's very it doesn't work like that, and it becomes a lot harder. So I'm playing this very safe because I would really hate to die to that slope jump. One thing I will say with the retexture is that I'm not really a fan that the both greens look a bit too close to each other. Is that the right wording? I don't know if that's the right wording at all. Doesn't matter. But that they look too similar. That I should have said that. They look too similar. It's not that bad. Like I can still differentiate them, but like, yeah, I would have probably preferred to not have them look so similar, to be honest. Alright, now we go back, and the way back is arguably the most precise. Like, it's very likely that you just fall here, to be honest. It doesn't happen to me that much, but like it happens. Like on this one, like you make it barely, like it barely works. I think it's very cool that it barely works though, because I really like the way back. I like Archers in general. I think Archers might actually be one of my favorite sections. Like I think over Star 1, But Star 1 has like my favorite individual section in the whole star, arguably. So yeah. The thing also about this star, what I want to mention is, this star, in my opinion, doesn't really have breakpoints. So in terms of nerfs, this is very, very rough. Like, you constantly are on pressure because like you have to be focused for like so many jumps, and you won't get a rest. Like, you get some small breaks, like for example, like this upcoming red coin is a small break. So like now I can kind of relax, but overall it's like you just have no time to rest, and it's like constant pressure. And especially with the length of the star, like ignore the time of my completion. This star in general, like I think Pluto's completion is like 39 minutes, and the theory test. But remember, theory test goes like a lot faster. I think especially the morning one went like a lot faster than a normal person would. So like I would say the star is like averagely between 35 and 40 minutes, which is very long. It's like by far my longest star. So like yeah, you can imagine the nerves being pretty high when the star doesn't give you breaks on the 35/40 minute star. It was especially bad on this attempt, very unfortunate, but we got it, so that's all that really matters. Sorry for the pause buffer sometimes, to be honest, like especially this late I'm buffering so much because like I'm just scared for everything. It sometimes annoys me. I sometimes really wish I wouldn't buffer so much because it really doesn't look that good, but like it became something so unconscious. I did not say that, doesn't matter, but that it's like I can't really help myself, unfortunately. But at the same time, who cares? Like, I bet a few people care, but in the end, like I doubt almost anyone cares, to be honest. This very scary. That Hivo was not in a good position, by the way, the second one. You have to do that like pretty fast. This red coin here used to be like a coin I really fucking hated, but this pause buffer setup of when to hold right is absolutely perfect, and like I never died to this coin anymore. Before that it was like an awful coin, and it was basically like a coin you had to pray to. So that's also why it would make almost no sense to do this route, to do this path later on, because that coin was basically like a prey jump. It was like a huge find, honestly. Again, I think right now, again, you might argue like, oh, you kind of a break point, but again, you still need to like focus. And got a bit of snapback there. Snapback is such a huge issue I have as well. It screwed me over in a few attempts, but I can't really do anything about it, unfortunately. So here we see the red coin. I mentioned a precise backflip that I thought would have 1 frame. I don't think this is 1 frame, honestly. It probably is like 2 or 3 frames. It just feels so scary. I have died there like 3 times in a row when I did this path first, but I did it without a buffer. That buffer really helps. On this morning is really nice to put a snuffet, because normally you had like 2 Goombas like behind that hole that you couldn't see. So like, yeah, it kind of felt bullshit in the original RGP, and the snuffet is like a lot more fair, in my opinion. I'm like still really scared for like bounces in general. Like not this snuffet bounce, but like the Goomba bounces, because they can be in such bad spots. Like I'm sure I've literally buffered every single. Yeah, I knew it. This might seem like so excessive, but believe me, I have died enough times to those Goombas. Not those ones in particular, more like on the way back when there were only one. I've died so many times to those that I'm like, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna just buffer it completely. So here I did a little cheese. I think this is a lot more consistent because I don't trust that triple jump off the box, so I opted for this. This looks a lot scarier than it looks. It's really not that difficult in my opinion. Like, it's pretty consistent. And here on the way back as well. Like this, especially jumping over the fire, is really not hard. Like, you have a lot of space for it. It's not precise at all. I think that's way better than doing a double jump dive from that box, to be honest. I've still died to this coin. Like, again, this is like one of those coins you need to focus for. Even if it's not like one of the hardest coins, it's just more like a coin you need to be ready for, because you can still definitely die. You can argue I should have maybe sped this up as well, but again, I also didn't want to speed up every small break, because like I feel like it could have maybe felt a bit unnatural then. Oh yeah, as you can see, I clearly talked here about how stressed I am. For anyone wondering why I said puke again, I actually have puked on stars before. Not on this one though. No, actually, almost on this one. Like, almost. But I have puked before on 3 other stars, which include II Red's LU2 a Vanish Cap star, and I think it was Dream Edition Bowser 3 Kyusuji's. I doubt anyone has puked out of stress before, but I got so nauseated on those stars that I literally had to go to the toilet, and yeah, no further info needed. All this is going on because like there's not really that much of an interesting section. Not bad, but like I don't really have to talk much here. I can talk a bit about how the grind went. So the grind went really well and really awful at the same time. What I mean by that is it went really well because I got insane attempts very early on. Like I got the 39, like I think I got the 39 like on like one of the first days, like if not the first day, no, second day. But like in the first 5 hours of attempts, I would say I got the 39, which is like absolutely insane, because like I could have like had the biggest fluke in history. I mean, there probably people have probably fluked like harder before, but like that attempt was so hype. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm getting close to the star because 39, but no, it turned out to be an actual hell, because I think I got like in total 3 39s, this 41, I also got a 40, and I got like in total like 15 to 20, 35 plus red coin chokes, and it's like, it's really easy to choke, but at the same time having so many is like, it hurts so much, especially on multiple routes, because it's like the path you always nil if you do it first, you now obviously die at because you do it at the end, and it felt so frustrating at times. It's also definitely my longest grind so far, as you can see in the hour count on the down on the right. It says 91 hours and 70 old hours. and this stream was like 3 or 4 hours, I think. Might be 3 hours, but anyway, it's like around 165, 164 hours, which is definitely my longest. My previous longest was II Reds, I think, with like 150 hours, and TD Reds also is around there. What I want to explain is the 70 hours. So the 70 old hours were from back in the day, like I would say like 8 months ago, when I tried this stage. And I tried to do it in segments, in 3 segments. And in those 70 hours, I haven't even beaten one of the 3 segments stateless. So yeah, that's why I kind of named them old hours, because like I quite literally, outside of muscle memory, I didn't accomplish anything. So yeah, it was like, they didn't really feel good to include, but in the end it's like, they still kind of count, because I have played this level for those 70 hours, so like it also feels unfair not to include them. So that's why I'm just gonna refer to this as my longest grind, because like I don't think it's fair to exclude those hours. This upcoming section is kind of scary. It's like I'm very scared for this section because of ground pounding the upcoming box. And as you will see, I actually fucked this section up, because like I was supposed to do a backflip wall kick there, but like no, I screwed it up. And here I speed it up because I didn't know what to do. I was like, can I double jump back, or do I need to long jump? I opted for the long jump in the end, because like I didn't trust the double jump kick. Like it most definitely would have worked probably, but I was like, no, we're gonna do the long jump ledge trap, and thankfully it worked out. So yeah, we're just gonna retry this section. I think it was a well play there, to be honest. Like maybe I hadn't, no, I don't think I had enough time. I want to say like maybe I had enough time to like do the backflip anyway, but no, I don't think I would have been that snap probably. So I think it was definitely a good thing that I decided to just go back. But yeah, talking about the grind a bit, again, because I was kind of distracted. Yeah, the grind went really well in terms of getting insane attempts, but at the same time, like, I just couldn't clutch it out. It like, I choked so much, and like in the end, it was really frustrating, and like it really demotivated me, because I was like, I'm so consistent, but I just can't get through, and it felt so frustrating. But yeah, we finally got it, so I'm super happy with it. This is currently my hardest star, and it's currently rated 10th hardest on the list. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's like not up to discussion for now. Like I don't want to discuss that right now, but yeah, I'm incredibly proud of myself that I've gotten something this hard. Like I cannot, like it's just, I can't even speak about it right now. Like it's hard to come out. I'm like fumbling so hard. It's like insane for me that I got something of this difficulty. Like I would have never imagined to ever get a tier 8, and like this is considered a tier 9. However, I think it's probably more close to a high tier 8, and it's like, I never thought I would ever get a tier 8, and I get a freaking high tier 8, and debatably a tier 9, but again, I don't think so. I kind of missed over jump, but for that triple jump, not triple jump, though, that jump into this first wall kick set is incredibly awkward. Like sometimes you're just way too low, and it's very awkward. I don't like these walls in general. Like they feel like a bit, I wouldn't say dragged out. I mean, I think just that's not really Morning's fault. That's more so RGP's fault. I mean, these walls is Morning's fault because like these walls, you don't do these crossovers in normal RGB, but like I think the Star 1 section with the wall kicks is just very direct out. This coin used to be hard to get, but like again, it's not that hard. I use my shadow over the lava to see where I am to easily get back into the wall kick section again. And yeah, now it's just a long wall kick climb up, and this is basically unchanged from the normal RGP. But yeah, talking about like what I might want to do in the future, I don't think I would want to do another new hardest. I mean, maybe someday, but like of the current stars that are available, I don't think any star looks fun enough to be a new hardest, especially considering how much of a pain this got in terms of my mentality. While I like this star a lot, I'm like, I don't want to experience that on a star I dislike or like don't like as much as this one, and it's even harder. So I don't think I want to climb up. I definitely do want to like play some other tier 8s, stars that are around this that look fun, because there are some stars that I think look very fun around this, like Endless Journey Course 12 for example. But in terms of getting a new hardest, don't bet on it. The only way that can happen is if someone makes a really sick star that's harder than this, that's I would enjoy. So upcoming is where you normally in RGB would do the triple jump dive, and you actually normally should do it here as well. Like, it's not like you can't do it here, but that triple jump dive I find so incredibly inconsistent that I opt for something that people might see as a ridiculous strat, but you see what I do. I first lured this bet because I just want to kill it, because yeah, okay, I didn't kill it this time. Like normally I would always kill it, but here he just for some reason flied into the wall. Doesn't really matter though, like that bet isn't really an issue. No bet is really an issue if you are careful. But I've died to a bet before late in, which really frustrates me. But okay, here's the strat. So instead of the triple jump dive, I use this box, which you have to use later anyway, like for an intended thingy. But I use this box to get up here, and I generally think that's more consistent than the triple jump dive. Because even if in theory it's harder, I think I have more control over this, and that makes it a lot more viable for me. So upcoming is my favorite coin of the whole star. My whole favorite section of the whole star. I absolutely adore this switch section. It's so freaking fun. I've choked here a lot this far, unfortunately. I think I've choked here like more. I think like 4 or 5 times. And here is a classic pause moment, but I sped it up, so this should go pretty fast, luckily. But yeah, this section upcoming up is so incredibly fun. I think it's like one of my favorite sections, for sure. It's definitely a hard section though, like it's a very tight switch, and I think it's arguably like maybe the hardest jump in the level, hardest section I should say, not jump. Because like one mistake and it's over, like you can easily ledge grab, you have to be quite fast here. Luckily this one's all pretty, but like yeah, you can see like there was no room for error there. There are no corner physics here, so you have to be careful there. So getting a good long jump angle is also pretty hard. So you definitely can argue that that's arguably the hardest coin in the star. We haven't dropped the coin yet, but this is basically like the hard part of the coin. Like I wouldn't really see myself dying past that for this coin, to be honest. But yeah, this section, I really love this section. It's such a cool section to pull off. Alright, and here's the coin. And now you might be wondering how to get back. Well, first BRB again. I hope I sped this up as well. Yeah, it is, okay. It's quite a bad spot to BRB because like the next jump can be kind of scary after the warp if you're not prepared, so it's not really the best spot I did a BRB. But yeah, here's the intended way, no, the intended use of this box, I should say. And yeah, here I actually lured that bat because normally if you go for it immediately, you can get fucked over by that bat just now, so I had to do like a few extra slope jumps and wait till that bat went past me. So I'm not at that coin yet, but I wanna say that coin you see now in the distance, like to the right, that coin I used a skip for, but it's a skip that again I don't think many people do, because that skip basically makes the star like a minute, if not like 2 minutes longer. But you see when we get there. At first I think we won't get that coin yet, but we will go do this coin. This coin itself isn't that scary, but getting back is pretty damn scary this late into the star. This coin is basically like, the coin itself is like literally unchanged from normal RGB. Like the only thing that got added is that fire spitter for these QCGs back. And yeah, you gotta do like a slide kick for it first. But yeah, like the only thing that really got added there is that fire spitter, and I guess between those wall kicks there, but like you wouldn't really use those anyway. So but yeah, this is very scary because like fire spitter kills these, but thankfully you don't really have to mess around with the fire spitter because you can just like hold forward for most of the time and like get back to the platform relatively quickly. So now we get to the coin that I used a huge skip on. No, not a huge skip on, but I used a slide kick. So normally what you had to do was you had to grab that vanish cap and do one of those Kyusujis where you hold back and then hold forwards and do a wall kick. And then with that wall kick you grab the red coin and you go all the way back to a lower platform to get into a place where you only can get with the vanish cap. But what I did, I grabbed this coin separately because I really despise that jump, that Kyusuji jump, because it's so precise. So yeah, instead I did the slide kick, which is not that hard. It's really not that hard. The only thing it does is like it adds so many Kyusujis for no reason. I mean, for a reason. I shouldn't say no reason. But like for me, I prefer adding length that's more consistent rather than a jump that's incredibly inconsistent for me, especially like when, for me, being this late, I do not care about consistency. All I care about, no, what I'm saying, I don't care about speed. I care only about consistency, or mostly about consistency. Especially like because like it's just like 54 minutes in. Like at this point, like who cares? Or why should I care if my attempt gets 2 minutes longer? But yeah, I can totally see like why most people wouldn't want to do this, because it's like yeah, you add so much extra. I mean, so much extra is also a bit exaggerating, but like, yeah, I can definitely see why people wouldn't want to do this strat. So you might be wondering like, okay, but how are you now gonna do the vanish cap then? Well, I've also found a different strat for that, and I actually think that the vanish cap movement is a lot more fun now because of this new strat. Like normally it was a wall kick and you dove back down, and it was some movements. But I think now it's like a lot cooler. I really like this upcoming vanish cap movement. I'm gonna be honest, like I just realized that I've already been talking for 55 minutes and I have really not been that silent. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Like, it might be a bit annoying, and I'm really sorry for that, but I'm just not really used to commentary, so like I really feel kind of pressured to keep talking. So yeah, that's why I haven't had that many silences yet, and like I probably talked about so many unnecessary stuff. I do want to say, by the way, I am not a native English speaker, but you might have already noticed that. I'm like a Dutch person, so yeah, sometimes I can struggle quite a bit with my sentences, as I've already fucked up more than enough in this commentary, I figure. So this triple jump is really scary as well, but with a pause buffer I can see whether I get a firstie or not. If I get a firstie, I just go back down and try again. On the skills G section I was so stressed, like my hands were shaking so much, like I would have not been surprised if I died on this G section, to be honest. This is also really scary, like that opening the box and landing back into the G or ledge grab. That was once again not a good sentence. That's what I mean, dude. I'm sorry for it, but I hope you can still understand kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, I really like this movement. Like the double jump just feels sick. Like it's not like it's that cool or something, but like I just think it's a lot cooler than the intended way. Now we are in there. You can actually make it back even with the intended way out of this cage, but Morning is nice enough to put a Chakya here, so that you don't have to be that fast. Still have to be fast, but not that fast, which is, in my opinion, pretty cool that he did that. I mean, I guess like because the star is already so hard, it's kind of like weird that he might have done it maybe, but like no, and I don't know. I'm personally a fan that he did it, because like I would be so upset like if like your attempt died and you're stuck in that cage forever. That would be such a sad way to have an attempt end. So we're nearing like the end points. We have basically gone through every path, and now it's just kind of like grabbing the last few coins here. And my 41 died pretty soon here. Like I got an attempt here on this route. My 41 died on this route, and I will point the coin out where I died on. It was such a sad death, and it's not with the same strats I used here, but with a different one, and like that's one of the examples where it was like I found a better strategy after I choked, and that hurted so much. It was on this coin here. So on this coin here, on my 41 I used a long jump wall kick, and on the second wall kick I got collision because I was too low. But here I used a triple jump, which has which gives you more than enough height to not get collisions. It's still scary though, just want to mention. Like I'm always scared to just miss that wall kick or get like a firstie or something. You can still survive with firstie, but it's just scary. Here we have another backflip wall kick, not that hard, but just again scary, because backflip wall kicks are just scary. And now for the second to last coin. This coin, I have died here more times than I would like to admit as well. When I did this route, when I did this path first, I died here like twice in a row, and it was like, oh my god, dude. So I was so nervous here, like, my nerves were insane here. But yeah, we are nearing the end. I'm kind of like worried. I forgot to talk about some stuff, but yeah, I think I have like talked about most stuff that I wanted to talk about. I really hope I didn't miss something important. Like, I'm really thinking right now, but I don't think I missed something. So yeah, I didn't really speed up stuff here. But again, it's also because like we are nearing the end, so I was like, yeah, you know, let's just keep it this way. It just feels more natural. Like, I like the speed up tool. Like, I definitely am glad I used it, but at the same time, I don't want to like overuse it because I think the video would then look kind of wacky. So yeah, we have only one red coin left, and that red coin is basically in the spot where normally in RGP the PARP to start to is. That pipe is closed off now, by the way, so the only way to get there is through the snippets. Oh yeah, one thing I can talk about still, I have time, which I haven't really touched upon too much, is how much I liked this star and enjoyed the star. So I think the star is honestly really good. Like, I think the peak sections, like the switch sections, the amp wall kicks, like a lot of red coins, I would say like around 40, maybe a bit less, but like, nah, I think close to 40 coins I really like. But there are some coins that I really don't like. I don't like the low triple jump coin, I don't like the firsty coin, that one backflip coin I don't like, and the one I used the slide kick for I originally didn't like, but now I kinda do like it. I just think, and Morning uses this jump more in his levels, where he uses either backflip wall kicks or those QCGs into wall kicks, and like, I'm really not a fan of those. But other than that, the stage was incredible. Like, it's insane how he made this as his first buff. So yeah, here we are at the last jump. I did use, this is not speed up from the software, this is speed up from my F4 button, because I just wanted to get this switch section over with, so I used F4 to speed this up. It almost went wrong there, dude. Like, oh, I got so little speed there. I was so scared I wouldn't make it over. I could have jump kicked, but it still would have been so scary. But yeah, that was refined, buffed Paradox. I really hope you enjoyed my commentary. It's my first time, so it might not have been the best, but I still hope it was enjoyable regardless. And yeah, I hope to do this on more stars in the future, like on pretty hard stars. So yeah, until next time, if I do more commentaries. Thanks for watching.